I chain smoke and I say fuck a lot. But I accept myself for the way I am. I accept you too. Viewer discretion advised.
I want to give a shout out to Robert Huron, if that's how you pronounce it, Robbie12692 on Twitter. He put together a moment of the Clinton body count, and it's quite significant. Although it could even be its own book. Maybe write like a preface for it or something like that. This is a huge list, so for the sake of time, I'm not going to really add or take away anything from it. I'm just going to read what he has. Bruce Steinberg. A charter plane crashed on January 1st, 2018, killing Bruce Steinberg and his entire family. He was a lead researcher at Bridgewater Group. He worked with James Comey before Comey was appointed to the FBI under Obama and Hillary. Richard Cousins, CEO of Clinton-linked Compass Group. He helped to build the Clinton Presidential Library in Little Rock. His son, Will, worked for Open Britain, a group funded by Soros. Both died in a plane crash the same day as Bruce Steinberg, January 1st, 2018. Jenny Moore. On Monday, August 12, 2018, the body of journalist Jenny Moore was found in a D.C. hotel room. Official reports say she died having a seizure. 1 month before, she provided evidence to the DHS and FBI concerning Bill Clinton raping children on a private yacht. Joe Montano, chairman of the DNC before Debbie Wash Your Hands Schultz, died July 25, 2016. He had a heart attack at the age of 47. A few days prior to this, WikiLeaks dropped the DNC emails. Victor Thorne, author of 4 books exposing the Clintons, Hillary and Bill volumes, the sex volume, the drugs volume, the murder volume, and then Crowning Clinton. He was shot and killed on a mountaintop in Pennsylvania, August 1st, 2016. Quote, I would never commit suicide. Gareth Williams, a spy with MI6, illegally hacked into secret data of Bill Clinton. Found dead in his apartment August 16, 2010, ruled as a suicide, but he was padlocked, naked, inside a duffel bag in his bathtub. The apartment was steam cleaned after his death as well. Charles Ruff, the man that defended Bill Clinton in the Lewinsky case, as well as his impeachment hearings, died in his apartment bathroom November 20th, 2000. Some reports say he was unconscious in his bathroom, others say he died of a heart attack. Carlos Gigliotti, I don't know how you say that, a specialist in infrared technology. He was retained by the House Government Reform Committee. He had info on Clinton/Waco after the Davidian showdown. He was found dead on April 28, 2000. In his home office, he was decomposed, no signs of forced entry. Daniel A. Dutko, co-chairman of the DNC fundraising effort, he died July 27, 1999. He was responsible for funneling illegal Chinese funds into Bill Clinton's campaign and allowed China to operate U.S. satellite technologies. He died of head trauma while in the mountains. Mary Mahoney and Eric Budera. Mary was an intern for Bill Clinton. She was murdered July 7, 1997, in a Starbucks where she was manager. She knew about Lewinsky. Eric Budera had proof Mary was murdered. The police sent him into a crack house where he was beaten to death. Ron Brown, U.S. Secretary of Commerce under Bill Clinton. He was the bag man for money laundering on overpriced oil. On his last trip, his plane crashed, killing him and 33 others on April 3, 1996. Bill prevented an autopsy even though Ron had a bullet wound through his skull. Charles Messner, Assistant Secretary of International Commerce to Ron Brown, pictured with Bill Clinton. He also gave special clearance to John Hong, May 31st, 1996. Charles was aboard the same flight that killed Ron Brown. Lieutenant General David J. McLeod served Bill Clinton as Joint Chiefs of Staff. Part of a 24-man group, they were focused on arresting Clinton with the military. His personal aircraft mysteriously crashed July 26, 1998. Dr. Sandeep Shurlkar. He was indicted on a $1.37 million painkiller kickback scheme with the Clintons. Was to appear in court on October 7, 2016. He was found dead in his office September 30th, 2016. Official report says overdose and no physical trauma on the body. Mike Flynn, an editor for Breitbart News. He released Clinton Cash, detailing the illegal activities of the Clintons laundering money with China. He was found dead in his home on June 23, 2016, the exact same day his article came out. Official report says heart attack. Andrew Breitbart, founder of Breitbart News. He brought attention to the pedophile networks ran by the Podesta brothers and Clinton. He died March 1st, 2012, from heart attack shortly after revealing John Podesta and associates to be monsters. Steve Mostyn, deeply rooted in the Clinton inner circle, took funds from his state that were donated to hurricane relief and put them into the DNC and a Clinton super PAC. On November 15th, 2017, he walked into the woods and committed suicide. His fingerprints weren't on the gun. John R.W.D. Jones, that's a lot of initials, an attorney for WikiLeaks, which is ran by Julian Assange, the site that Hillary blames for her election loss. On April 18th, 2016, he was led out of a private hospital at 5 a.m. Shortly after, he leapt in front of a train, killing him on impact. Walter Scheib, the White House chef of Bill Clinton, who stayed on to work for Bush as well. He told his family he was going out, and he never returned. On June 13th, 2015, his body was recovered from the bottom of a river, over a mile from where he was supposed to be going. Vincent Fleck, the father of Daniel Fleck, the personal physician of Hillary Clinton. He found they were lying about Clinton's health and threatened to release her records. On August 7th, 2016, he died in a swimming accident. The records were remotely released upon his death. Gary Webb, an American journalist, exposed the CIA running drugs in and out of the country under the Clinton and Bush administrations. On December 10th, 2004, he was found dead in his apartment. The strange part, they said he, quote, shot himself in the head with a shotgun twice. On April 8th, 2000, a V-22 Osprey helicopter crashed while performing a routine drill. 17 Marines were killed in the crash, including the 4 pilots. These were the pilots for Bill Clinton's helicopter. They were all a member of the Marine One Squadron. Tony Moser, a freelance journalist who began working for the Arkansas Democratic newspaper. 10 days after being hired, he was struck and killed by a truck near his home on June 10th, 2000. He exposed Democrats, including Bill Clinton, stealing money from fatherless kids. John F. Kennedy Jr., Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, and Lauren Bessette. While flying, John crashed his plane, killing himself, his wife, and his sister-in-law. This was before his announcement to challenge Hillary Clinton for New York. A massive cover-up operation occurred immediately. Corporal Eric S. Fox, another crew member from Marine One, under Bill Clinton, died March 22nd, 1999. He was shot in the head. It was ruled as a suicide. Sandy Hume, a journalist for The Hill. He exposed Bill Clinton using investigators to find dirt on political opponents. Suicide was the official cause of death. Newt Gingrich under Clinton resigned 24 hours after. He was implicated in Hume's work about illegal spying. Christine M. Mirzayan, an intern at the White House during the Clinton presidency. On August 1st, 1998, she was beaten to death and left in the woods near her university. Her skull was crushed. Many think there's a conspiracy to silence interns to keep from exposing Bill. Gordon Mattson, an associate of the Clintons. On May 15th, 1997, he was found dead, ruled as another suicide, but no previous mental health issues existed. The story was quickly buried. Ronald Rogers, March 3rd, 1994, his personal twin-engine Cessna crashed. He was the personal dentist of the Clintons. The plane crashed on the way to the London Sunday Telegraph, where he planned to release dirt on the Clintons. Don Adams, he was working with Bill Clinton on Whitewater. Before that, he helped Bill with a scheme in Branson, stealing life savings from citizens. He left his home January 2nd, 1997. 6 days later, his body was found in a parking lot, riddled with bullets. Theodore Williams Jr., brother of Betty Curry, White House secretary under Clinton. December 16th, 1997, he was struck and killed by a car right after he ran his own car off the road. Their sister also died from being hit by a car. Ron Miller, he was set to have a congressional hearing on October 8th, 1997 against McLarty. The Clintons, Thomas McLarty III, and Ron Brown were involved in a neutral gas scam to steal $65 million from citizens. Miller became ill October 3rd, 1997, and he died 9 days later, supposedly ricin. Mohammed Farrett, a high-level Muslim associate of Ron Brown. He was meant to be on the death flight of Brown, but he changed planes. He died a few months later on August 7th, 1996, in TWA Flight 800, a flight that some say was hit with a missile, while others say engine failures. Other associates of Ron Brown were killed after his crash. His lawyer was killed in a drive-by shooting the day after the crash. Nico Junik, the air traffic controller, found dead in the office 3 days later. Barbara Weiss, secretary, found dead, bruised, half-naked, 6 months after. John Hillier, assisted in the making of The Clinton Chronicles, was involved in an investigation on Clinton corruption. NBC cameraman, He died while at the dentist in 96. No investigation was allowed. Official report says heart attack, but he is perfectly healthy beforehand. An AC-130 carrying luggage, etc. for Bill Clinton crashed on September 18, 96, killing several, caused by engine failure. Aldo Francescoia, Kevin Ernest, Kimberly Jo Weilbauer, Benjamin T. Hall, Michael J. Smith Jr., Rick L. Merritt, Michael R. York, Billy R. Ogston, Thomas A. Stevens, Jeremy Borda, an admiral in the Navy. While on a mission, he discovered Bill Clinton was illegally selling weapons to Muslims in Bosnia during the NATO assault. On May 16, 96, he was shot in front of his house in his chest twice. Ruled as a suicide. Terrence Yeakey, Oklahoma police officer, first on the scene at the MYRTLE building after the Oklahoma City bombing. Some say Clinton arranged the bombing, and he had evidence of this. He was found dead April 19, 1996. His throat was cut, bullet through the head, gun nowhere to be found. Vincent Foster was a partner in Rhodes Law Firm with Hillary Clinton. Before testifying in the Whitewater scandal, he died July 20th, 1993, ruled as a suicide. He was shot in the mouth and the back of the neck with 2 different caliber bullets. Neil Moody. James Moody, an Arkansas judge hired by Bill Clinton, married the widow of Vince Foster, Lisa. His son died on August 25th, 96. He was reportedly seen talking to someone before speeding into a brick wall. He was about to expose his stepmom, Lisa. William Colby, retired director of the CIA. He shared CIA secrets with Congress linked to Clinton, including killing Castro, mind control experiments on humans, and spying on citizens. His body was found in a river in May of 96. He was set to meet with the Disclosure Project. Dwayne Garrett, finance chairman for Dianne Feinstein, worked with Al Gore, vice president of Bill Clinton. He was being charged with bank fraud. On July 26, 95, he was found under the Golden Gate Bridge, ruled as a suicide. A suicide letter left at the scene did not match his handwriting. Alan G. Witcher oversaw Bill Clinton's Secret Service detail. He was transferred to the MYRTLE building before the Oklahoma City bombing. He died in the blast on April 9, 1995. Other agents were warned to leave since the bombing was planned, but no one warned Allen. Robert Bates, airplane mechanic for the drug smuggler Barry Seal. Bill Clinton, with Seal, smuggled plane loads of cocaine into Mena, Arkansas. Bates became aware of this. Official cause of death, mouthwash overdose. Local police say he was murdered March 29, 1995. Maynard Webb, a witness to the Mena cover-up, which was ran by Bill Clinton. He noticed that the tail numbers of the plane were being changed in order to smuggle cocaine without notice. He died in 94 when he walked into a spinning plane propeller. Satano Karani, a vacationing man who caught Francisco Duran on tape shooting at Bill Clinton's White House. He passed away on October 29, 94, from a violent form of bacteria. He was set to testify the month after his death. Florence Martin, she was a subcontractor for the CIA. Documents pertaining to Bill Clinton's friend Barry Seal were in her room. There was a PIN number to an account linked to Seal in the Cayman Islands, wiring $1.46 million. She was shot 3 times in the head on October 1st, 1994. Paul Olson, a federal witness to the drug smuggling operation in Chicago ran by Bill Clinton, which was part of the Mena cover-up. After 2 days of FBI interviews, a bomb exploded on his plane ride home, killing him and 30 others on board. On September 8, 1994, Calvin Walraven, he was a key witness in the trial of Bill Clinton former Surgeon General Jocelyn Elder's son, Kevin Elders, was charged with trafficking cocaine in Mena cover-up. Olson was found dead with a bullet hole in his head on July 30th, 1994. Stanley Huggins, an investor that was looking into Bill Clinton, Whitewater, and Madison Guarantee. After leaving his law firm, he died from viral pneumonia on June 23, 1994. Clinton sealed his records, not even his wife can access them. His office files were also stolen. Herschel Friday, a lawyer from Arkansas, almost appointed to the Supreme Court by Nixon. He became a benefactor and fundraiser for Bill Clinton before investigating Whitewater. His plane exploded on March 1st, 1994. The cause is unknown. James Bunch. He ran a prostitution ring out of Austin, Texas. He was found dead in his car in a parking lot in February of 94. A gunshot to the head killed him. He left behind a small black book containing Bill Clinton's name and the customer log. This was never released. Gandhi Baugh, an attorney representing Dan Lassiter, who was a friend of Bill Clinton and a cocaine smuggler. On January 8, 1994, he jumped out of a multi-story window to his death. Most say he was pushed or thrown. His partner at the law firm was also, quote, suicided a month later. Ed Wiley, real estate attorney and Clinton fundraiser. He was found dead in the woods from a shotgun blast to the head on November 11th, 1993. He died on the anniversary of his wife being sexually assaulted by Bill Clinton in the White House. She claims the Clintons killed him. John Parnell Walker, an investigator looking into the case of the Morgan Guarantee Bank scandal involving Bill Clinton. Vince Foster was also said to visit Walker's home regularly. He was thrown off a balcony and died on August 15, 1993. Jerry Luther Parks, head of Bill Clinton's security team. He was keeping a dossier on Clinton to expose his sexual escapades. He knew he would die when he saw Foster die. 2 months later, he was shot 4 times in his car on September 26, 1993. This stole his computer and files after. Paul Wiltshire had compiled evidence against Bill Clinton in the Mena drug cover-up and the assault in Waco, Texas. On June 22, 1993, 3 weeks before making a film with his evidence, he was found dead on his home toilet. No cause of death released. John Augustus Wilson, a Washington, D.C. council member, he had compiled information against Bill Clinton in the Whitewater scandal. He stated he was willing to talk. May 5th, 1993, he was found dead, hung up in his apartment before he could bring his research to light. Kathy Ferguson, her ex-husband, Danny Ferguson, was named as a co-defendant in the Paula Jones case involving Bill Clinton. 5 days later, on May 11, 1994, Kathy was found dead in her home. She was shot in the left side behind her ear, execution style. The gun was in her right hand. Bill Shelton was an Arkansas state trooper under Bill Clinton. 1 month after his fiancée, Kathy Ferguson, was killed, Bill visited her grave. This was on June 12, 1994. He was shot in the same spot as Kathy, execution style, while standing over the grave of his fiancée. After escorting Bill Clinton, 4 of his bodyguards died in a helicopter crash near Quantico, Virginia on May 19, 1993. Brian D. Haney, William S. Barkley, Tim Sable, Scott J. Reynolds. Marines confiscated all footage blocked on media. The debris patterns hint at an explosion in midair. During the Branch Davidian raid in Waco, Texas, 4 of Bill Clinton's bodyguards were the only ATF agents to die. This was on February 28, 1993. Conway LeBleu, Todd McKeon, Steve Willis, Robin Williams. All 4 were shot in the left temple, execution style, examined by a private doctor. On February 23, 1993, a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter crashed in Germany. 5 of Bill Clinton's bodyguards/associates were killed in the mysterious crash. William Robertson, William Densberger, Robert Kelly, Gary Rhodes, and Jarrett J. Robertson. Jim White, vice president of ARCLA, a gas company involved in the Hillary Clinton gas scandal, which was a plan to overcharge citizens a total of $65 million. On December 12, 1992, he was killed in a skiing accident in the mountains. McLarty was the last person he spoke to. Paula Grover. She was Bill Clinton's speech interpreter for the deaf. She traveled with him exclusively from 1978 until her death. December 9, 1992, she was found dead, 33 feet away from her car. No known witnesses, only her car was involved in the accident. Paul Tolley, DNC director and strategist, moved to Arkansas to help Governor Bill Clinton. On September 24, 1992, he was found dead in an Arkansas hotel room. Official report says cause of death was heart attack. No autopsy was allowed. Victor Razor II and Montgomery Razor, a major player in the Clinton organization and former finance chairman of the DNC. Victor and his son were killed in a plane crash on July 30th, 1992. 5 civilian casualties. A year later, Clinton hired his widow, Molly Razor, as an ambassador. Gary Johnson. Jennifer Flowers, above, opened a court case against Bill Clinton for sexual misconduct. Gary was a witness to Bill coming in and out of Flowers' condo, and he had footage of it. He was beaten near death on June 26, 1992, but wasn't killed. His tapes were stolen. James Sabo, a military colonel who was about to go public with Bill Clinton's drug running activities. He was found in his backyard by his wife on January 22, 1991, with a shotgun blast to the skull. The Navy ruled it a suicide. Investigators and forensics both say homicide. Danny Casolaro worked on a spying case that he called the Octopus. He was compiling evidence on Bill Clinton's cocaine smuggling rings through Mena, Arkansas, found dead in a hotel bathtub on August 10, 1991. Both wrists slashed over 12 times. All his work was stolen. Kevin Ives and Don Henry. They stumbled across a drop site for the Clintons' Mena drug smuggling ring in Arkansas. Both found dead on a railroad August 23, 1987, ruled suicide. But one boy was stabbed in the back and the other had a crushed skull before being hit. Jordan Kettleson, an informant to prosecutor Gene Duffy, who was handling the Ives/Henry murders. The case would have tied the murders back to Bill Clinton and the Mena cover-up. He was found dead, shot several times in his pickup truck in June of '90. Jeff Rhodes, another witness to the murders of Ives/Henry, and had info on the death of McCaskill, all lead to Bill Clinton. In April of 1989, his body was found in a landfill. He was shot in the head, feet and hands almost sawn off, indicative of torture, and then set on fire. James Millam, an informant on the Mena cocaine cover-up, which was run by Bill Clinton. He was found dead in his home on May 10, 1987, ruled a suicide, and that he died from an ulcer and his dog ate his entire head. But his head was found a few blocks away, cut off by a knife. Weird. Richard Winters, a suspect in the Ivy/Henry case. He told Dan Harmon he was willing to cooperate in the case. He was gunned down in his home during a robbery in July of 1989, shotgun to the head. Harmon went to prison for running a criminal enterprise inside his business. Gregory Collins, another witness to the murders of Don Henry and Kevin Ives, a case that took place due to Bill Clinton's illegal cocaine smuggling. He was set to come forward with information, but was murdered before he could. He was shot in the face in January of 1989. Keith McCaskill, another witness in the Ivy/Henry case. He had information pointing to the boy's death being murders to cover for Bill Clinton and Mena. He warned his family he was being targeted and told them goodbye. On November 10, 1988, he was stabbed to death 113 times. Keith Coney, another witness set to testify on the Ives/Henry case involving Bill Clinton and cocaine smuggling. He died in a motorcycle accident while being chased down by a car in May of 1988. Judy Gibbs, a penthouse model who had an affair with Bill Clinton. While working with law enforcement in the Mena drug case, her home caught fire January 3, 1986. She and her partner died. Oddly, her bags were packed and her body was right by a door she could have escaped from. Kate Spade, a famous designer who had worked with the Clinton Foundation and the No Ceilings Initiative, and did work in Haiti for Hillary. She was found hung up in her apartment by a red scarf on June 5, 2018. Her husband posted multiple strange photos of her before her death. Anthony Bourdain, a CNN host of Parts Unknown, and renowned chef/traveler. He was shedding light on Pedogate and Armenian genocide in a newer episode of his show. On June 8, 2018, he was found hung in his hotel room in France. Many suspect he was murdered. Chris Cornell, singer for Soundgarden. Chris was working with Chester Bennington to expose Hollywood pedophilia leading back to Podesta and Clinton. He was found dead on May 18, 2017, reported as a hanging. Police say he had head trauma and a workout band around his neck. Chester Bennington worked with Chris Cornell to expose pedophilia leading to Podesta and Clinton. He died in the same manner Kate Spade and Bourdain died, hung on a doorknob. Oddly, his facial profile is an 80% match to Podesta. Antonin Scalia, Steve Elmendorf worked for Monsanto, sent an email to John Podesta 3 days before Scalia was found dead, 2/13/16. After a party, it mentions, quote, wet works, code for assassination. Removing Scalia opened a Supreme Court seat and allowed Monsanto to go unchallenged. Paul Walker, on November 30th, 2013, his car hit a tree and caught fire. The video, however, looks more like an explosion. He was set to come forward exposing Clinton Foundation's crimes against children in Haiti he discovered through his charity work. Michael Hastings, a reporter for BuzzFeed and editor at Rolling Stone. His car exploded 3 separate times on June 18, 2013. He was exposing Pedogate leading to the firing of General McChrystal, all linked to Clinton and Podesta. John and Carol Palladino. On July 7, 2018, their home in New Jersey suddenly exploded in a massive blast that shook the entire neighborhood. They were set to testify against Hillary the week following their deaths. The court case was against Hillary price gouging on medicine. Eli Stickley. Eli is the nephew of Congressman Jim Jordan. He was killed in a car wreck on July 5, 2018. This is after Jim gave Rosenstein a 7-day deadline before impeachment. Eli was killed on the 7th day of the deadline. Laura Prikodko, I don't know how to say her name. She fell 27 stories down a trash chute into a compactor where she was found. Her husband, David, something, works with Big Pharma, Soros, and Clinton. She may have had knowledge on prescription price gouging under Clinton. Monica Peterson, on November 13th, 2016, she was said to have committed suicide while in Haiti. She was investigating child trafficking linked to the Clinton Foundation. Her mother says there's no way she killed herself. The family has received little to no answers on her death. Barry and Honey Sherman, he and his wife were both found strangled to death in their home on December 15th, 2017. Supposedly, he strangled his wife, Ben himself. Barry founded Apodex, a drug company that supplied medications to Haiti and Puerto Rico through the Clinton Foundation. Lieutenant Charles Harris Jr., a key witness in a passport case involving Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and John McCain. He worked for John Brennan and gained access to Obama's passport. Shortly after, he was shot in the head in front of his church on April 19th, 2008. Dean Lorick, a doctor who had visited Haiti after Katrina to help victims. He was about to expose the Clinton Foundation for not providing relief to the victims of Haiti, despite receiving $10 billion to do so. He was found dead on December 10th, 2017, stabbed in the chest. Daughter nearby. Peter W. Smith, he was a member of the GOP and an investment banker. He was trying to find the 30,000 emails Hillary Clinton deleted. After announcing he found 5 hacking teams that may have had intel, he was found dead at home May 14th, 2017, bag over head with a helium pump. Joseph Rago, a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist for the Wall Street Journal. He was found dead in his New York home on July 20th, 2017. On the day he died, he was set to meet a Russian consulate to get information on Hillary Clinton obtaining Verifarm, a Russian drug company. I'm sure there's more. The only one I can say that was left out was Seth Rich, but I know there's never been an autopsy or anything, so that's up for debate. But surely, all of this must just be a coincidence. Fucking stoned. I got a motherfucking spaceship. Oh, fuck. Cool, I got it.